What's going on, guys? This week we're going to be taking a look at the new Supermodel box in Animation Throwdown. First up is the legendary power combo card, Supermodel Roger. Work it, girlfriend! While this card may not be as good as the ones from the last two boxes we reviewed, I honestly think this is still a pretty good pre-combo card, and here's why. It has a pretty good base attack stat, while still having fairly good HP. You can run this card both offensively and defensively. Its 8 Crazed will help it get stronger turn after turn, and it does have 12 Recover, so you can try to keep it alive longer by comboing down your line. It's the 10 Gas that I'm really liking about this card, in conjunction with everything else. While it's true that during the Artistic BGE, most if not all of that gas will be blocked by the Bodyguard skill being granted to the art cards, once the BGE is over, this will become a pretty decent defensive card for Rumble. It most likely will be able to survive at least one hit, thus it'll be able to get an attack off and gas your opponent's card. It also is a great pre-combo to run on an American Dad Siege Island in my opinion too, based on its stats and skills as well. Now let's take a look at the items. First up is the new artistic card, Mr. Twilly. This is a pretty good defensive card as it has 52 HP base. It also can be a versatile healer card for your Rumble and Challenge decks, as it has an amazing 11 heal that can go to any card. The 4 Shield All is also very useful, though it is limited only to other artistic cards. The one drawback to this card is that it combos with significantly fewer characters than the other new art item cards, so you will be limited on what cards that you can run and if you want to maintain a good synergy between the cards in your deck. Next up is the new Zapp Branigan portrait card, which we covered in last week's box review. To recap, this is a fantastic item card for art. It's got some well-balanced stats, its attack isn't too high or too low, while the HP, while not crazy OP, it's close enough to 50 to make it a good candidate for a defensive deck. It also has some great skills. The 7 Motivate is great as it isn't bound to any one card, and the 10 Cheer can be really useful, but keep in mind it can only go to other artistic cards. The 10 Gas is also really nice, but again, keep in mind you won't be seeing too much use from the gas while the current Artistic BGE is active. Another great thing about this card though, is that it has a lot of good combo potential, so you aren't super limited like you are with Mr. Twilly, and this is also a great card for a Futurama Siege deck, as it does combo with Fry, Bender, and Lila. The last item we're going to go over is Ghost Boy. This is another one we've covered multiple times in previous reviews, but to recap for any newer viewers, this is a fairly average card. Its stats aren't anything special, with its health being a bit on the lower end. Its skills though are pretty awesome. The 5 Cripple All is super useful to help protect your line of cards, and the 13 Leech is also great to maintain your HP in Rumbles and Challenges. You are limited a bit more on combo potential than you are with Zapp's Portrait, but it's still nowhere near as bad as you are with Mr. Twilly. Where this card will really work great though is on a Bob's Burgers Siege Island, as it combos with every single epic, legendary, and mythic Bob's Burgers character. To see a detailed analysis and breakdown of all of the combos that you can make with these items, be sure to check out my Art BGE guide video if you haven't already. The link will be in the description. Now let's take a look at the characters. First up is Eugene Belcher. Gene's great offensively with his 16 attack. He also has some great skills between his 8 Motivate, 6 Hijack, and 12 Gas. He's also one of those rare characters with an inherent trait. This card is a musical card and thus will receive a buff from the musical BGE whenever it is active in-game. This is a great character to have, especially now with the animal trait about to be released, as he makes a killer healing combo with the new animal item cards. Speaking of combos, he does combo with all of the items we just discussed earlier in the video, with the exception of Mr. Twilly. And the other character in the box is Klaus Heisler. This is another good character, however he is a bit limiting. While he's great for defense with 60 HP, his attack is pathetic. Skill-wise, the 11 Recover can be useful defensively to extend the life of him, making it a pretty good wall. The 10 Gas is also a nice nasty surprise for your opponent if you can manage to break through with your 4 attack stat to cause some damage. The Shield All only goes to fellow American Dad cards though, so you won't get much use of it outside of a Siege Island. That being said, I think Klaus is a fantastic defensive card to run in an American Dad Siege deck. You will be slightly limited on combos with this character, as he doesn't have as quite a diverse combo pool across various BGEs as some other characters do. That being said though, he does combo with the new animal cards coming out to make a pretty awesome combo. Last I heard, it doesn't look like they'll be granting this card the animal trait though, which really bugs me, as he's a frickin' fish. I really hope the developers retcon that later and grant him the trait. One thing I do want to mention though is that he does not combo with any of the items we discussed in this box so far, unfortunately. Now let's take a look at the epic power combo cards. First up is Lila Balloon Art, and let me just say, for an epic pre-combo, this is a pretty good looking card. It has more than 50 HP, which makes it a good candidate for a defensive deck at any level of play, and the skills are pretty useful. The 4 cripple all, while not a lot, is still annoying enough to bug your opponents and make it harder for them to take out your cards, and the 11 gas is really nice. As mentioned previously though, the gas damage will be blocked to an extent while the artistic BGE is still active. However, I can see this card still being useful defensively at the free-to-play level once the BGE ends. It also isn't a bad addition to a Futurama Siege deck. And the other epic pre-combo in the box is Draw Me Gene. Once again, this is actually a usable card as far as epic pre-combos go. Its attack isn't horrible, and while its HP isn't quite 50, it's still high enough to run defensively, especially at the free-to-play level. His skills are nasty too. His 10 recover can really help keep this card alive longer, which means more time for it to bug the ever-loving crap out of your opponent with its 10 cripple and 10 gas. This is also not a bad card to run in a Bob's Burgers Siege deck. One more thing that I do want to mention about this box is that it actually has one of the new animal cards in it. One of the epic item cards is the new Fish Pheromones card. So if you're a mostly free-to-play player or light spender, and you happen to pull a little bit of this box, you may have an opportunity to get a jump on your animal deck in research time before Rumble starts next week. That being said, I wouldn't advise you pull this box if your only reasoning for it would be to get a head start on animal, as it is only one card and an epic card at that. You would be much better off waiting for the new animal boxes in the coming weeks if that is your goal. That being said, my final thoughts on this box is that it's a pretty good box overall. While the legendary pre-combo card may not be as good as ones from previous boxes, I still think that it's a good one that can be useful if used properly. All 3 of the items are new items, which is good, though Mr. Twilly's lack of combo synergy is a major con. Character-wise, while they don't work 100% with the items in this box, as standalones, I think they're both good characters to have, and it's a huge plus that they both work amazingly for the Animal BG that's about to start next week. As for the epic pre-combos, I love the fact that both of them are actually usable and runnable. When I factor in all of that together, I have to give this box a 4 out of 5 turds. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe for some more box reviews. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook to stay in the loop. Till next time guys, peace.